Freestyle Travel. Hey everybody, this is the Freestyle Travel Show, and I am your host, Kenny Flannery. And I am recording this on July 2nd, here in Ljubljana, Slovenia. And it is officially 10 years since I've been totally free. On July 1st, 2007 is when I stopped paying rent in New York City. My last check went out for all of June, and I did stick around New York for, a little less than 2 weeks before I actually got on the road, but at that point, no more obligations. I was just totally free, so, yesterday, kind of celebrated a little bit. Not really. I had some beers. They were good. Walked around the city. Slept in the bushes near the highway. To me, that's a celebration. It was still pretty good. Where did I leave you off last episode? I was in Greece still. Yeah. Oh yeah, I should probably say this episode is going to be just kind of a reflection episode. A little nostalgia kind of thing for me. So, yeah, just talk about the last 10 years a little bit. Some of the good stories, some of the good times. Should be cool. But as always, I like to start the episode and just catch you up on what I'm doing in the moment right now. So like I said, Greece, that's where I left you off. So I hitchhiked from there into Macedonia. Took a couple days. It was pretty slow going getting out of Patras, the town I was in. A lot of sunburning. But yeah, I got out of there finally. And Macedonia was pretty cool. Or in northern Greece, they get all pissed off if you say Macedonia, because they're kind of Macedonia, so they want you to say Fyrom, which is former Yugoslavia, Republic of Macedonia. A little trivia for you, I guess. But yeah, I stayed in this town, Ohrid, with a pretty cool couch surfer, actually. We stayed up one night just drinking rakia, which is, your ouzo, your Palenka, your moonshine, what have you. Just hanging out. That was pretty cool. That was the last, real good couch surfer I had. What'd I do from there? I came up a little bit to the bigger city, and I stayed with another couch surfer there. We didn't hang out all that much, though, in Skopje. Skopje is weird, man. It's, if you ever been to Las Vegas and you've been around, like, the Caesar's Palace kind of area, and all the pseudo statues. That's what Skopje kind of feels like, sort of fake. I'm just going to take a sip of my beer here. I'm drinking a really good Slovenian beer. Actually, me and this guy found it today. I can tell you about that in a second. It's pretty good. It's an IPA from a dude just brewing out of his garage. It's nice. It's good to have good beer again. So I stayed in that city, Skopje, and hitched the heck out of there and got up into Kosovo. Yeah, but I kind of just blasted through Kosovo, to be honest. I went to Prizren and just kind of checked out the city a little bit, got a beer and whatnot. Kind of the story of the last 2 weeks. It's almost been 2 weeks since the last episode has been kind of striking out with couch surfers, to be honest. Like, maybe it's because I'm moving too quickly. So I'm hitting up people and being like, hey, I might come there tomorrow or the next day. So I finally hit that 10 message limit that couch surfing has now. Unless you're verified, you can only send 10 messages within a 7-day period. And with the combination of it being summer, so most hosts are travelers, so they're on the road, and the hosts that remain are getting overwhelmed by the influx of summer travelers, so it's harder to find a host. Been exhausting all the options, the public trips, the yada, the emergency groups, the yada yada, everything. So it's been tricky. Yeah, I haven't had a shower since Albania, but I just got one today, so that's good. Yeah, so like I said, cut through Kosovo, went to Albania. Albania was awesome, actually. Just the drive from Kosovo into Albania was pretty sweet. Just mountains and stuff, and went up to Shkodër, little city there. And I got in kind of late, got myself a beer, and I was walking around thinking of what to do. And, I don't usually like to, but I stayed in a hostel that night just because I had been camping out the nights before that. So I was like, yeah, screw it. And it was cheap. It's like €5, something like that. And yeah, which is still, I say that it's cheap, but could have gotten like a couple good beers and some food for that. But I did that, and yeah, I got a shower there, and then for the rest of the story, there'll be no showers. Um, I hitched out of Albania. It's a good headline for a story. There will be no more showers in this story. Yeah, so I crossed up into Montenegro and checked it out there for a little bit. Went to one city there, kicked around for the day. It was a pretty generic kind of city, nothing too beautiful or anything different going on. So hitched up into the mountain, camped there, and then looked down on this really cool city called Kotor. Well, the view is cool, and then I got a ride down to it, and it was just tourist hell. And it took a really long time to walk out of there. Like, good part of the day, actually. Just walk in. Hours. A little ride. And finally a big ride got me out of there. And then finally this guy picked me up. He was going to friggin' England. He was driving like 35 hours straight. Electrical engineer. And somebody hooked something up wrong. And it's like a $10,000 plus or minus thing that was about to go down unless he got over there. So, yeah, one more sip of beer. So he was rushing to fix that, and he would have given me a ride all the way in England, and I was kind of tempted not to go all the way to England, but like, kick it all the way to France and head up to Holland or something. I don't know. Thought about it, but I popped out. We crossed over into Croatia. Look, there's I can't even remember the name of the city. Dubrovnik. Beautiful city. And we hit it right at sunset. It was so cool. You're right on like the cliff, like way above it, and looking down, it just looked beautiful. People told me about it. It was a pretty cool city, but after seeing Kotor, how beautiful it was from above and getting down to it, it was just like, gotta get out of here. I didn't want to do that again, so I just kept rolling with him, just take advantage of the kilometers I could pick up. But I popped out as soon as we got to Bosnia, Herzegovina, little section there. Camped again for the night. Went to the city there, found a little small brewery, kicked around that city. Hitched out, and yeah, back into Croatia. Over to the coast, a little place called Zadar, beach town, and I kind of had an idea. Maybe I'll kick around this town, do some writing. Maybe I'll stay here for a week if the circumstances are right. But the circumstances were wrong. I was just hoping I'd find like a good little beach shower, nice place to camp, nice cafe where it'd be easy to get Wi-Fi and power during the day. It's kind of the stipulations for if I'm gonna do a bunch of writing, binge writing somewhere. And I just wasn't feeling that place. So I left and hitched up to where I am now, Slovenia. More camping along the way, sleeping next to wood piles and making makeshift shelters in the rain with my bivvy. A lot of bivvy sleeping lately. And yeah, I got here to Ljubljana yesterday. It's been pretty good, actually. Got here, still no place to stay. The couch surfing thing wasn't working out. And couch surfing has this Hangouts feature where you can just say you want to hang out, and anyone there, travelers or whatever, can hit you up and you can go hang out. To be honest, it's it's a bit like Tinder or something. Like, you don't swipe someone, but it's, essentially the same. And then once they reply like, yeah, then you're able to communicate. So in that way, it is kind of like Tinder, but it's not for really hooking up or anything. It's more about just going out, meeting for coffee, and usually people all glom into one group. So a lot of the people using the feature all end up hanging out together usually. I don't use it a lot, but used it last night and met up, and then this guy was like, oh, you know what? Actually, I can host you. And then we were hanging out, and he's like, oh, you know what? My sister's actually coming home, so I can't host you. And that was like at 7, but I was like, no big deal. Went and camped by the highway. But then my friend came through. She saw on Facebook that I was in Slovenia and told me about her friend that she knew here. And we got in touch, and yeah, I camped out last night, went to a beautiful lake today, and then met up with him. This guy, he loves beer. He lives here. So, yeah, we just had a great day. Just going to the lakes, to the mountains. Another sip of this beer I'm about to tell you about. I'm having a good time. this is cool. Yeah, so it was a good day, drinking some pretty good beers and hanging out, seeing some beautiful stuff. Slovenia is just freaking out of control. This one village we went through is just in the mountains, like, yeah, next level stuff. It's cool here. But anyways, this guy, he's renting out an apartment to someone, and they're out of town for a couple weeks, so he's like, yeah, you can stay at that apartment as long as keep it invisible, leave no trace kind of thing. So staying here tonight, gonna relax tomorrow, hang out with him again, and then stay another night and hit the road. Probably gonna head to Budapest. There you go. You're all caught up. That's where I am. That's where we are. So get to the future here in a bit. Probably gonna mention some stuff about the Hitch Fest, Hitch Gathering stuff that's going on. It seems like that's all formulating. If you're in Europe, stay tuned till the end of the episode. There's some pretty big events going on that are definitely worth mentioning. But let's jump into a little reflection and good times from over the years. 10 years. Freaking made it. Made it to something. I don't know. A round number. A decade. That's the word. It's been a ride. It's been cool. Like I said, the last rent check I paid in New York City got me through June 2007. So on July 1st, 2007, I was totally free. It's July 2nd now. 2017. Pretty cool. Pretty cool that I've been able to just live the way I've wanted to live for this long. Like a third of my life, practically. I was thinking yesterday, what was I doing when I was 12? I was 22 when I started, so 10 years before that, like since 6th grade, playing basketball, like all the time. Thinking I'd be in the NBA maybe, I don't know. Like that was kind of my ambition, my thought for the future kind of thing. I don't know, life changes. I mean, obviously it's going to change differently throughout the years. Like when you're 12, you're thinking about totally different stuff. Yeah, and the 10 years before that, who knows? A lot of faded memories. Not everyone remembers what they were doing when they're 2 years old, 5 years old, 7 years old, 8, 9. And I heard once that when you remember something, you're actually just remembering the last time you remembered it. You're remembering a memory. I don't know if that's true or not, but I've heard it enough times. You guys have probably heard that. We'll just call it a fact. So, so those early years faded. And then, 12 to 22, all kinds of chaos in there. But, 22 to now, pretty freaking good. I've loved it. So, I'll probably look up the other dates, other little milestones, I guess, because, July 1st, I was done paying rent, but it was still another week or two until I got on the road. And then it was still a few weeks after that until I actually was on the road, like on my own. I kind of jumped onto a family vacation, essentially, just to get far away from New York to Wyoming. And, then eventually one day I was just by myself with my backpack in Whitefish, Montana, just starting off. It was a day or so after that I couch surfed for the first time, and weeks after that until I camped for the first time, like stealth camped, and the first time I hitchhiked. I don't know, it's a bunch of little moments in there. I probably could look up like the dates or something and mildly celebrate by drinking a beer and thinking about it quietly to myself. Something like that. I don't know. And I don't know. It is kind of amazing, and it feels like 10 years. I know a lot of times like this kind of moment happens and people are like, yeah, it feels like just yesterday. It feels exactly like how 10 years should feel. Like I feel all the moments packed in there, like all the friends I made along the way, all the places I went to. Like I feel like I lived a full 10 years, I guess. Like it's good. Man, hopefully I can sustain a whole life like this. Yeah, some people live to be like 80, 90, 100. Who knows? There's a picture of a baby on Time magazine. I'm pretty sure I'm not making this up. And it said like this baby will live to be 200. And I might be fudging some of these facts, but yeah, you catch the drift of this story, and part of it's probably true. like something about I think Google is involved, just saying they've got some science going on. Yeah, I don't really know what I'm talking about, don't I? But yeah, anyways, the point is some people will live to be 200. I don't know. I don't know if I'll be that guy, but yeah, if I can live another 10 of these years, I'll be stoked. Yeah, and who knows how long I'll keep on traveling and stuff, but that's not my intention, I guess. My motivation, travel per se, it's just I just want to live the way I want to live, and I think I've captured that. I kind of do what I want to do and live the way I want to live in general. So whether that means continuing to travel or jumping on some other project that requires that I'm geographically in one place or whatever, yeah, I'm feeling good about the future. Feeling good, but yeah, I think it'd be kind of good for this episode just to reflect on some of the best parts of my travels a little bit. Things that I've really enjoyed, kind of the themes about that. I don't really have show notes per se for this episode. I just thought I couldn't really just let this go by without making some sort of mention of it. It's kind of a landmark, I guess. I don't know. Whatever it is. Yeah, so like couch surfing, I think is really it's been a huge part of my my life. Couchsurfing.com, and there's been a bunch of shakeups with that website. Any of you who are in kind of the know in that know, it's not exactly what it used to be. Everyone who used to work there is gone now. They've moved on to other things. Founders, owners included, everybody got sold off. But it still works. I still meet amazing people, and it's crazy to think that like some of my really good friends are on there, like, or were on, like, how should I say, like, some of my really good friends are people that I met on couch surfing, and I kind of just forget about that sometimes. Like, take my friend Larry, for example, in Phoenix. Like, we started a website together, and every time I go even close to Phoenix, I have to go there and go, like, kick it with him at least for a day or two, and sometimes I just totally forget that, like, the way we met is that I just sent him a message on this, like, hospitality network website, like, hey, looks like you live in Phoenix, or whatever I said. And, yeah, that's how we met. And I don't know, I just forget. He's just as good a friend as any of my friends. And, yeah, we met on couch surfing. And I have a lot of people like that. And some people are kind of indirect, like, they're friends or roommates of people that I met through couch surfing. It's really just been a really cool way to travel, and I'm not sure what my whole life would look like without it. I mean, I'm sure things would still have gone pretty well, but they would have been very, very different. I have been even just like places to sleep at night, which is kind of the main reason couch surfing started, was free places to stay. I don't think they knew in the beginning how important it would be to interact with all the people that you meet and stuff like that. Like, should have, but yeah, it's I'd be probably camping a lot more, or maybe I'd have to jump for a hostel a few more times, pick up one or two more odd jobs here and there to pay for that. Yeah, it'd be different. Just need a sip of beer. It's a pretty good beer, actually. It's this IPA from the garage, the garage brewery that we found today. Pretty legit garage. In the US, we would call that a nano brewery, or a really high-end homebrew system. Anyways, yeah. So, yeah, thanks, Couchsurfing. It's been cool. I'm actually using trustroutes.org a lot more. I'll be staying with a host in Budapest here pretty soon. But, yeah, either way, my point is hospitality networks in general. Yeah, traveling without them probably be a little bit more expensive and a little less awesome. Because if you go to a place and you don't know anybody, you kind of find what you find, and that's it. Maybe you talk to some people at bars or whatever you do, but it's not going to be quite the same. And yeah, I've even had little romances on couch surfing, and I kind of intentionally put up a wall, maybe more than I should. I had a girl tell me recently. There's only been a few actually through couch surfing because I just like I don't know. Even when I feel the chemistry with if I am staying with a girl that I'm kind of into, and I can tell she's into me too. I'm just I don't know, like because she's my host, you know. And that's sort of the big fear I think with couch surfing, with girls on couch surfing, is that obviously the biggest fear is that they're gonna get like raped or something or get all their stuff stolen or whatever it is. But yeah, the creep factor. There are creeps on couch surfing and stuff who host girls only to sleep with them or whatever. So I always make a point of not. And one girl she told me a rule. She's like, if a girl gives you a bottle of wine and it's just the two of you, then it's on. That's kind of what she said. Paraphrasing that a little bit. But yeah, that's been another, very small element of couch surfing, and maybe she was right. Maybe I should have given in to a couple more of those, but I don't know. I stick to my gentlemanry. I don't know, whatever the hell I am. No one's ever called me a gentleman without smirking at me, but yeah, it's you're meeting people that are into travel. They're obviously open enough to let you into their home. Like, it's gonna happen. People have gotten married through couch surfing. Yeah, all kinds of stuff. It's just an amazing tool for travel. So figured I'd lead with that because that was huge. That's been huge. Yeah, and then hitchhiking too. Like I said, a lot of people who've picked me up hitchhiking have in turn offered me a place to stay for the night, a couch or whatever. And some of those people I've stayed in touch with as well. I mean, there's been over 100. I sometimes when I think about just the numbers of these things, 10 years traveling and more than 100 random strangers who invited me in, like several hundred via a website. Who knows how many hundreds of thousands of miles I've traveled just through hitchhiking, or millions altogether. How many miles have I walked? I don't know. Should have got a Fitbit or something, huh? No, it'd be too heavy. I can't be carrying that kind of stuff around. Yeah. I freaking love hitchhiking. It's great. There are like the crappy days, when it takes hours and hours to get a ride. Getting sunburned. Taking another sip of beer. Because like I told you, beer is delicious. You should be drinking a beer while you're listening to this. I heard a lot of people listen to podcasts on their way to work. So, yeah, pop open a beer, a nice coffee stout to get you going in the morning. And listen to a hobo talk to you from someone's apartment in Slovenia who doesn't know that I'm here. That I gotta be stealth about. I even took a picture of the pillows and everything just to make sure I put them back exactly. But yeah, back to hitchhiking. Yeah, I kind of like it better than couch surfing. Like, I don't know. Sometimes, like when people put me up through hitchhiking, it just feels just more, just like real in a way. I don't know. There's no website involved. There's no profile. They don't really get to check you out digitally or Google your name. If some people do that, I don't know. But yeah, it's just you talk to them, so you both know exactly what you know about each other, and you just go for it. And it's cool. Just embracing that trustworthiness it's a good feeling. So I love it. I love that. I love the spontaneity. I love not knowing what I'm getting into, getting back. I love when some dude picks me up, he's like, yeah, you can stay. And then we get back and his wife's there. And like, she's like, whoa, who's the hitchhiker? Or maybe she's like, hitchhiker, of course. You always do this. Yeah, all of it, all those dynamics I just love. And Yeah, like I said, it's been like 100 times. Or, yeah, more. I don't know. I could probably add all these numbers up. Like, I have notes on everything. I wish I'd taken some, like, Excel spreadsheets in the beginning. Yeah, one of these days I'll go through and I'll make one of those. Be kind of interesting to see how many rides I've gotten over the years. I estimate it to be over 5,000 different rides. I have no idea about the miles, but yeah, hundreds of thousands. Um, yeah, crazy. But yeah, like I say, even it's worth it. Even for the times where I have to wait for 5, 6 hours just getting sunburned. When you get that ride that's just going where you're going, it feels so good. And especially when the person is just like on point, real cool to talk to. And the other thing about hitchhiking is, yeah, you don't really know anything about that person. They can kind of judge you. Like, they can see what you look like, what your body language is doing, yeah, your facial expressions, your clothes. That's what they know about you. Maybe you have a sign that says where you're going, your backpack. But as the hitchhiker, you have no idea. You just hop in. At least I just hop in. I hardly ever say no to a ride, unless they're just going the wrong way or something. And even then, sometimes, like, if I get a good vibe, I'm like, screw it. But yeah, my point on that is I just meet these people that I would never otherwise interact with. So, I don't know. I got a ride from a guy who builds roller coasters for a living. I've gotten rides from mechanics and truck drivers and people running away from home, people who just broke up with their wives. One dude told me about how he murdered somebody. I probably can't get away from that story without telling it. Yeah, so that guy was in New Mexico, and he found out that this guy raped his daughter, and his daughter didn't really do anything about it. And anyways, that guy was still kind of on the scene, and he didn't know that this guy knew, the dad. And so eventually the dad, the guy who's giving me a ride, took the guy out on his boat, knowing that this rapist dude couldn't swim, and then intentionally sunk his own boat and let the guy drown. The dude drowned. He honestly couldn't swim. I never understood these people who can't swim. Can't you float or something at least? I don't know. But yeah, dude, he just let the dude drown. Looked like a total accident. Dude's dead. Problem solved for him anyway. And I don't think that guy had ever verbalized that story to anybody except for me. I think him telling me about like being responsible for someone dying, essentially murdering them, I'm the only one who's heard that story from him. And he wasn't worried about it. Just because who am I? Who am I going to tell? What am I going to tell the story into a microphone to a bunch of people on the internet? Might hear it. I don't know. Like, yeah. So it's just, and people will tell me these things because I'm a hitchhiker. We don't know each other's names necessarily, and they're just gonna drop me off. They're gonna drop me off, and the odds are we will never see each other again. So it's just like a way to vent a little bit, and I can do the same too. I can just. It's taught me to be more honest, like within everything. Like not just honest overall, but even sometimes you tell these like little micro lies, or you just jump to something to say that's comfortable, just because you don't want to think for an extra second. So you just say the cliche whatever, like the word whatever, and that's it. You just leave it at that. And I don't know, when I'm hitchhiking, I have the same thing. I'm talking to these people, and I may never see them again, so I really don't care what their final intention or their final like thought of me is. I don't want to get kicked out of the car. I don't want to upset them or anything like that. But I can just tell them what's up, and that's just stuck. So now I'm just kind of that way with everybody all the time. Yeah, and that yeah, hitchhiking teaches you a lot of little things about just the flow of karma if you're into that, like because things happen like quickly. Even the small things like maybe you haven't eaten in a while and rides are coming really slowly, and then you just kind of look grumpy a little bit, and then and that shows, and people see you, and they don't. It just snowballs. You're still not getting a ride. It's just taking longer and longer and longer, and you're just getting more frustrated, and maybe you're not realizing it, but that frustration shows. When people pass someone who just looks bored or upset or something, it's like they don't want that in their life, you know. Some people are just balls to the wall. They don't care. They see a hitchhiker, they'll scoop them up no matter what. But most people are on the edge, Most people will never pick up a hitchhiker. They just won't do it. They just don't understand. So if you have all these people on the edge, like every little thing counts. And yeah, if you look happy, you get rides from happy people. And I don't know. I start to notice just patterns within all of that, and the better I'm feeling, the rides are coming faster and faster, and good rides and bumping along, and it's kind of like life. Getting a little philosophical here, huh? But yeah, it is kind of like life. That when it rains, it pours. With everything, I've noticed. When you're feeling good things just keep on happening because people like that. And yeah, I've noticed the patterns too when people are going to invite me to stay, for example. Sometimes I know in a car that someone is going to offer to let me stay at their house before they know that they're gonna offer to let me stay at their house. I just pick up on the signals, the patterns of how it's gone in the past, like the way the conversation is led, and the way they've talked, and I'm like, it's probably gonna happen. To the point, I don't know, like even the other night, this woman who moves sailboats and stuff around, I didn't end up staying with her, but she apologized for not having a place for me to stay. She was like going to a friend's, and I don't know, it's just the kind of person who she was and the kind of conversation we were having. And partway through the conversation, I kind of felt it. I was like, I think she's just gonna offer to let me stay at her place or something tonight. And she must have felt that too, because she literally apologized. She's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." When she dropped me off, she's like, "I'm so sorry, I couldn't, let you stay, but I got to go to my friends instead tonight." Not instead, but that's what she was doing. So yeah, it's just like I don't know, maybe too philosophical. Like life rolled into that, like hitchhiking. It's just everything happens so fast, and everything's so like by the moment. Like all it takes is to dip into the gas station for a second, and maybe you missed that one ride that's gonna go in a completely different direction, or someone's gonna take you in. They're gonna show you how to, I don't know, how to sew a backpack together or something, and a whole thing comes of that. Like I think about that with everything in my life. Most of the big things, the things that I consider bigger things, happen just by small little circumstances. Like I bring up the backpack thing. I did that project with a guy in Georgia, and he had been following my blog, and he sent me a message, and he's like, "Hey, I see you're near Georgia. Do you want to come hang out for a night with me and my girlfriend?" And I could have just kept on going where I was going, but I was like, yeah, sure. That sounds really cool, actually. And then, we ended up prototyping, and, we hung out that night, but then down the road, I had told him about my idea, and we prototyped stuff together, and I made that backpack finally that I've been dreaming of. And I don't know, that was like a pretty big deal for me, but it all sort of sparked because of that one little like, yeah, okay, yeah, I'll come that way. Yeah, and like my friend Larry, for example, I mentioned, like all it would have taken for me is like scroll down a web page a little bit more and send a message to a different person, and all the cool stuff I've done with him over the years, that would have been erased. I mean, not to be a downer or something, like it could have been replaced with something else that was good or something, but it would have been different. That's what I'm getting at. Like every little thing that you do matters. Yeah. And you pick up the patterns and start to control a little bit in a good way. Hopefully, if you recognize, getting down there. Another sip of beer. But yeah, I don't want to ramble on for too long about philosophical things and whatnot, but that's just where we went to. So I don't know how much longer I'll travel in general. Like I said, it's not really, not something I'm thinking about. I'm just living. I am thinking about just like being a little bit more proactive though, for sure. Over the 10 years, I've seen the way a lot of people live. I've seen a lot of people doing projects. Just a lot of angles I've seen, a lot of perspectives. Been taking a lot in, and I just want to start shaping more. Using all the lessons that I've learned. So whether that means really digging into my backpack project more, or started writing a book. Want to get that out there. I got just some projects. I want to just start doing some more of that. So I'm definitely the book. I've been really in the mood to write this book lately. So I'll let you know when it's finished. And actually, all I need is like 2 or 3 weeks to just isolate myself somewhere. So if anyone listening knows a place, I need to be totally isolated though. I can't just like come hang out at someone's place with them. I'll be too distracted. Even if I have to talk to someone once a day, it's too much. Yeah. So the one time I did was at my buddy's place in Michigan. He had to leave town for a few weeks, so I kind of like house sat for him, and I was able just to get on crazy time schedules and write and drink whiskey and beer and write and cook in the middle of winter. So yeah, if anyone knows a spot, let me know. It's one thing gonna do probably pretty soon. But yeah, won't ramble anymore. I will end this, and I'll mention probably some of the more milestones down the road. And let me just jump to the outro here and tell you about what else is going on. So yay, happy 10 years to me. Cool. Hope that wasn't too deep or rambly for all y'all. Just had to do it. So from here in Slovenia, like I said, I'm going to Budapest next. But I did want to mention some of the events coming up here in Europe for y'all that are around and into traveling and hitchhiking. There's a annual hitch gathering every year in Europe. It's also in North America, but pretty small there. But in Europe, it's usually pretty big. It's been going on also for like about 10 years, something like that. This might be the 10th year for them too. I think we synced that up together. Started traveling, hitch gatherings started happening. But yeah, usually it's once a year, and 100, 200 people all go somewhere and camp somewhere random in Europe. I went to one in 2015. It was in France. Had a really freaking good time. So if you're around, you should check it out. But this year, someone else has started this Hitch Fest. It sounds like it's going to be a little bit more organized. Hitch gathering is just kind of whatever you want to make of it. There's nothing really organized except for the place where it is. Some people dig pits to shit in, and that's about it. They basically secure a place where it's okay to camp for a week or two, and people come for a day, people come for the whole thing, people come early, people stay late. But this Hitch Fest sounds like there's going to be booths and stuff, like with vendors and whatnot, maybe selling food, maybe like more focus on workshops, whether it's people talking about fermenting food, or I don't know, if I were to go there and talk about something, it would be like traveling light. It sounds a little bit more organized. That's from August 1st to the 6th in Portugal. And you can just go to hitchgathering.org to get all this information too, but if it sparks you. And then the hitch gathering itself is going to be like August 10th, they're saying, to the 26th. But again, like it's like a show up whenever you want kind of situation and stay however long you want. There is no, I don't know, difference from when you come other than who may be there at the time. And that's in Germany, somewhere in the middle of Germany. Not too far from Berlin, I believe, a little bit to the west. So, yeah, I'm not sure which. There's like a post gathering too, is the last one, and that's from like the 30th of August until they just say whenever. And that's in the Ukraine. I forget exactly where in the Ukraine. I'm not sure which of these I'll go to. It really depends. What happens here in the next couple weeks. I kind of wanted to go to all of them, but yeah, I'm not sure. We'll see. I'll definitely go to one of them. I'm pretty sure. Probably the hitch gathering. But yeah, for all y'all in Europe, or people who will be in Europe, I recommend it. Should be a good time. Any of those. Yeah, so that's travel news from Freestyle Travel Show. Yeah, if you want to just message me for anything, freestyletravelshow@gmail.com. Find me on Facebook, Twitter, Hobo Lifestyle. Again, hobolifestyle.com. Also, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. You know how to find me by now. Yep, that's about it. Here's to 10 more years of good times. 20 more years? 80 more years? 200? I think I can live to 200. That's what Google says. So, yeah. I'm sure I'll see you down the road. One of those points.
With all my shit straight, I'll get my big